Welcome, everybody, to the OVGC podcast, episode, is it 18 or 19? It says 18 on the thing. I think it's 18. I forgot to check whether or not. No, this is going to be episode 19, so, yes. So, episode 19, we're going to talk today about Crusader of Centy for the Sega Genesis, and we are, this is probably one of the games that we probably had a very small group of people actually play through, I feel. We didn't really have a lot of people talking about it. But I feel like if you didn't try it out this month, you're missing out. Because it's actually really good. I was really impressed with Crusader of Centy. Let me shut this music off and we'll get right into it here. So...
it was so good, though.
yeah. I don't want to keep it going while we're talking. As always, I am Soul Zane, and with me, as usual, is SD Convoy. So
my name is Jeff.
We're always looking forward to that. You said you played a little bit of this. I beat the game in about 2.5 days. I tried really hard not to use a guide, but the translation points, I think, were the weak points that made me realize that I did need one occasionally, just to be like, what's that? Where am I going next? And I want to talk about
the Castlevania 2 problem.
Yeah, I want to talk about exactly. That's exactly it. Like, because there's one translation point I really want to talk about that really messed with me.
Oh, this freaking guy right here.
This fight.
Oh man.
This fight was hard.
All right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I want to hear your thoughts first on what you thought about Crusader of Centy overall. Like, what's your real overall opinion on it?
So I'm probably about maybe a halfway to 2/3 of the way through the game. I've got quite a few of the little animal abilities, animal partners. So my first thoughts going into it were like, oh, it's a Zelda clone and it sucks.
Yeah.
Playing it more, that's not a fair assessment. It really isn't. I really started to enjoy kind of the animal power system, especially once you got the dude that can enhance the other abilities.
The MOA or whatever it is.
Yeah. So then you could like upgrade the cheetah and do the faster running and run into the walls and stuff, and So I liked the fire and ice combo that did like the persistent damage to the enemies. That was pretty cool.
That's a good one.
So it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was kind of Zelda-ish in the fact that instead of having items that would unlock more paths, now you've got your animal creatures, like they act as your items basically.
Yeah.
Which I was cool with. I really enjoyed some of the boss designs. That weird heart one with the string outline.
Oh yeah. That guy.
So like kind of out of left field. So I appreciate the fact that they were kind of trying to be a little bit experimental in some ways. I really liked some of the graphical effects, like on this screen, like the cool background. You didn't see that all the time in the Genesis.
No.
What was it? The chameleon boss fight.
Oh yeah.
He kind of had a cool visual effect too, where he would kind of take a snapshot of the texture, and then he would move himself, and it would like keep the texture. Like I didn't know exactly how they did that effect.
It's like that, yeah. What a strange thing. I think they did a very similar thing to the chameleon fight in Kirby.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Kirby Superstar. Immediately, that's why I was like, "Oh, it's Kirby Superstar fight ripoff,"
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of my initial complaints, as far as like hitboxes and controls, even playing later, like playing farther through, still valid complaints. I do think the hitboxes and like the sword control is wonky. At the same time, the use of like the boomerangs, like the game wants you to use that sword throw all the time, constantly, as far as I could tell.
Yeah.
Like they don't even want you to use the regular attack most of the time. It seems like
Yeah.
just throw the like charge up, throw the sword, like Mega Man X style. Like you're charging up your Buster, blam. Like
Mm-hmm.
it seems like that's kind of the gameplay that they were going for here.
Right. You can't even use the basic sword attack against some bosses either. You have to use the charge attack. So.
Mm-hmm. I got a little bit lost as far as where to go, so I kind of guided it up for the most part.
Okay.
I probably could have figured it out a little bit better if I would have just stuck with it, but I was kind of a little bit pressured,
Yeah.
pressured on time to
End of
try
the
to
month
get some
here.
of this finished up. So I did guide it up a little bit, which I don't know if that spoiled the experience. Um,
I think it made my experience better. I'll tell you, in the beginning of the game, I could not
mhm.
figure out how to get the dog companion like stuff in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
It was just I felt so lost. Like I was like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do this? And it was just I wasn't talking to the right NPCs in order to progress dialogue. And
hmm
this one that we're coming up to was another one that was a bad point. You had to talk to the little
hmm
girl, you talk to the grandma, you hear
Then
the
you had to talk to
story,
the grandma.
then you talk to the little girl again twice. You have to do it
Yep,
twice. I hate NPCs that do that because you don't know that
yep,
you're supposed to speak to them 2 times. And this is where it begins this weird Dorothy Wizard of Oz tornado bit where you go back in time and then go back forward in time, but you can only do it when you have the red shoes or red slippers. And
yep.
I had no idea I needed to re-talk to that girl. You know what I did after I talked to the grandma and talked to the girl? I went and explored the world again, trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. And then I had to look it up online just to be like, oh, I was just supposed to speak to her one more time. Then I talked to the
Yep.
flower. Then this happens. And I had no idea that was what I was supposed to do. That was really confusing. There was another
Indeed.
one that was really confusing, but thankfully I kind of interpreted it earlier, and then Zach, not Zach, nobody, in the one who suggested the game, told me that there was a point where you're supposed to like find a hidden panel under a desert. Well, the translation is wrong because it's actually a beach. It's the beach. There's a hidden hatch in the beach, and they use the word desert instead of beach.
Oh, because of the sand, but it wasn't the same spot. Yeah.
Yes, and so it was confusing, but it was still when a character was on the beach, the translators knew to use the word beach, but the characters that were talking about the beach that weren't on it in the animal place were talking about the desert, even though that's not it. They're like, he is such and such king hides in the desert, and it's like, no, he hides on the beach. You are using the wrong word, so there's a translation error there. Um, or it could be like just like that in Japan, the word for beach and desert are really similar. Um, so I didn't
Yeah.
look it up. I wanted to look it up, I forgot to, but that was like one thing that was really confusing. Um, uh, yeah, but the otherwise like I really liked it myself too. I didn't mean to like get totally distracted off your main point where you were talking about um, having to use a guide. What point did you end up finding out that you kind of needed to really use a guide to get through it a little bit at a time?
Pretty early on, but pretty early on. But that was just like I said, kind of because of my time crunch.
Got it. Yeah, not as early as me. Did you end up figuring out the dog thing beforehand?
No, I had gotten the dog and stuff, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was shortly after that.
You're a
Shortly after that.
better man than I then.
No. uh,
Yeah, thanks,
but
nobody.
I'm trying to remember if there's any like other. Oh, I did enjoy the music though.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I thought this was a pretty good use of the. I mean, it sounds like a Sega Genesis.
Yep.
If you're expecting it to sound like super orchestral, I mean, it's the Genesis FM sound chip.
Uh-huh.
Um, but they did a really good job like programming the sounds on it, and I thought some of the melodies were kind of like catchy and pretty groovy. So
Yeah, I liked the early music stuff. I think Hot Daisy was my favorite music soundtrack for that area. And however, like some of the later stuff was kind of like they tried to like be really eerie, and it just does not sound good with the Sega chip. There's the magic
mhm.
shoes, baby. Um, and after this, they just do this for like 4 or 5 stages, and then that's the end of the game. I don't. Speaking of the game stuff, I don't understand the story turning into this, like, don't bad guys deserve to live too? Why are you killing all us monsters? You're just humans. You just kill all of us. It's like, okay. I read the beginning of the story of the game, and it talks about how monsters basically like appeared and ruled the world, and then suddenly light started to show up, and then humans appeared, and then they like overtook the world from it there, and that was kind of it. And didn't really talk about how monsters were like peacefully coexisting and humans just killed them all. It's like it didn't make any sense. It was just kind of really really dumb. This weird monsters, like love monsters out of nowhere for no reason.
I feel like the story definitely didn't have too much of an impact on the gameplay.
No.
If that makes sense. Like, I feel like you could have copy pasted any kind of different story, and it really would have not changed the game a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the idea of like killing all the monsters. I didn't like the fact though that the game was constantly trying to guilt trip you though about doing it, and then you still kept doing it.
Well, you kind of have to. You have to progress.
Yeah. Well, when you beat the game though, like you reset all of time and make it so that all the monsters that you did kill actually didn't die. They were never born in that world. You know. So don't worry, you're not a terrible person. We just wanted to make sure you do.
You just Undertale true resetted and you're good.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's like I may have killed people before, but in this world, not happening.
Yeah.
So
we just reset. We're good.
I thought that was really lame. I just didn't like that. The story was super weak because of that. When it could have just been like you actually like came up with like a way to take down monsters, essentially rid monsters and human strife completely from the world. You know what I mean? Like I thought that would have been a cool concept. But whatever. Whew, sorry.
Having the jump ability, I felt, did add a little bit of a different dimension than like a traditional like Zelda-like.
I like the platforming element of it. And adding the cheetah, the speed, just because I
had that cheetah on nonstop the second I got it.
Yeah, I did too. It was just constant. I was just like constant cheetah jumping. I felt like I was cheating a little bit.
Yeah. Then there was the one dude that can kind of float above all those areas and the spikes. That felt a little bit like cheating too.
Yeah, yeah. Or riding the dinosaur over areas that you...
Yep, right here, what he's about to do.
Yeah, you just ride the dinosaur. Boop, boop. He could have just jumped that, though. He could have literally just jumped that. With the cheetah and the jump.
I took 1 heart of damage when I tried that.
I did...
Money.
Have a few notes here. We kind of touched on pretty much everything for the most part, but I do want to say that if I played this game when I was a teenager, I probably would have really liked it or spent a lot of time in it without a guide and probably beat it without one, and probably would have come close to 100%ing it, finding all the golden apples, which I think was a really cool like upgrade system. Very much a piece of heart Zelda situation. And the animal combos I really liked, and I wish there were more though. I wish each thing gave you different combos instead of certain character attributes like speed or whatever. Should also do more for your weapon, which I think is a really neat concept overall. But the game is just like too subtle when it comes to hints about what to do and where to go and how to do things. And you don't have to fight everything. You can kind of just blast and blitz through everything that's going on. I didn't even know you could use the dinosaur to go up the reverse flooring. Like, I didn't know that was a thing you could do, which is cool. I barely used him. I did when I got the raccoon. Did you get the raccoon?
I don't know if I got the raccoon yet.
Okay, so the Tanuki raccoon transforms into you and draws enemy attacks to a spot.
Oh, like a clone or whatever.
Yeah, like a clone. And there's a boss towards the end of the game that I used it on that I was like, oh my gosh, how many more bosses could I have done?
That money bag.
How many more bosses could I have used this on to actually like, progress really well? But
Right.
like it still wasn't like super difficult or hard to do at all. So, um, yeah, I don't really like I said, we kind of touched on a lot of stuff that I took notes on. I do really like how the dungeons are based on your sword throwing too later on, like the automatic
Hmm.
boomerang. Like you gotta do the boomerang thing. It does like kind of be like you have to learn how to use all your animal buddies
With like the
specifically.
butterfly.
Yeah, and then the armadillo, like if you don't use him properly or remember that he can be thrown as a switch and stuff and
Hmm.
things like
You
that.
might be like, oh, I could have opened that door right there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It took me a while to realize that I needed to use that armadillo on the switch just to get into this area. I was like, "Oh, right, he can
Oh,
touch."
here's that visual effect there. Look, like it
Yeah,
copies and pastes the freaking like texture. I don't know how they do that on a Sega Genesis.
that's really cool.
Sorry for interrupting, but I was
No,
like,
no, that's
this is
fine.
this is literally the what I was talking about.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Like that's crazy. But so I guess if you wanted to like come full circle, at first I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
Zelda like it sucks compared to Zelda. Then I played it and it's like, no, this is actually a good game, solid game in its in its own merit if you take it by itself. But then at the end of the day, if I'm gonna sit down and play a top-down action adventure game, it's not Zelda. It's not Link
Yeah.
to the Past.
Yeah. I don't think I would go back to this game.
I think the biggest thing, the biggest weakness is honestly the hit detection and the sword play for me.
Oh yeah.
If 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 you took this exact game and had the like the big impacts, the flashing enemies, like bigger explosions, like you had some of that, but it didn't have the feel of Link to the Past,
Yeah.
or even like Link's Awakening for that matter.
Yeah.
So, um, but I think on its own, like it's still worthwhile to play. It's still worthwhile to experience.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Um,
I think so. I think it's an interesting game for the Sega Genesis. I can't think of anything else that's
mhm.
like it on the Sega Genesis. But if we want to
I did see
compare,
Atlas name dropped themselves in there.
they did publish it, but they didn't make it. So um, a Sega subsidiary team made it. Um,
Okay, interesting.
but but Sega didn't publish it here in North America. Atlas had to publish it here in North America for it to come out.
Okay.
But the Zelda comparisons, I really wanted to do that. I wanted to make all the Zelda comparisons we could. So there's the sword, right?
Okay.
So sword
Yes.
with sword play for Zelda, the hitbox is so huge, and it's not an arc for his arm. It's an arc for in front of him, right? Whereas with Crusader of Centy, it's his whole right side. It's not a arc in front of him. It's his front and to the side. I hate that. I hate it when they do
Hmm.
sword mechanics like that because instead of just keying it in as the visual for the weapon to be in front of him, the hitbox to be just in front of him, they just keyed it over the sword. They're like, oh, the hitbox is on the sword because it's his sword. That's what he's swinging with. So that's what I'm assuming they did. I didn't like that at all. And there's like hit detection not in front of the sword. So if you swing too far ahead of an enemy, you miss him. It's like,
Hmm.
come on,
Hmm.
just let me hit. And you cannot swing very fast. I hate that. I hate how swing speed and movement speed, in my opinion, is locked behind different things. I hate that. I wish consistently one thing the whole time to me is a much better choice than doing a like, I get getting your swing speed faster, but like he just swings so slow and he charges so slow. The charging of for the throw is so slow without
Hmm.
the speed up boost. From I think the Moa speeds it up or whichever one it does. Anyways, or no, it's the dragon, the Leviathan, whatever it is. He speeds it up. So your attack can go like 3 times faster with the Moa, and that's cool and all, but like I don't like that I have to equip that in order to be able to attack faster. It's kind of
Right.
pointless. It's like just let me have an upgrade that's permanent, like the jump or the run or whatever it is. Or not the run. The
I
run's not permanent,
uh
but
I love the boss fights in this though. Like they weren't necessarily hard except for that stupid dragon one.
Yeah.
Um, but like just I'm getting distracted by the visuals. Um,
They're
I shouldn't be
funny.
watching your stream.
That's okay.
But yeah, like I like how they're doing like which Genesis did a lot, the segmented parts of the
Oh,
character.
yeah, kind of Vector Man style.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt on the. You were talking about the hitboxes.
oh yeah, yeah. I just don't like them in general. I feel like I have to. I feel like it lets you down in a way that makes it like reminds you that like yeah, I'm playing a game. It doesn't really feel like I'm getting powerful because I'm not actually getting stronger. I just have animal buddies that help advance how the game plays, which is fine. But Zelda does like this thing. I wouldn't even know that that item was there.
What?
He's got to get the sticky thing on it, whatever it is. uh, but Zelda, when you get a sword upgrade, your sword is stronger right there.
You feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. You know, and when you hit an enemy, they go brr, like they bounce back or they take like a damage. It's loud and it sounds good and it feels good. You know, doing it. But with this game, you only have one sword upgrade, the Holy Sword. Once you get the 3 medals, you get the Holy Sword, and you're stronger. You are stronger. But then you progress the game further, and the enemies get harder. So it doesn't matter. Unless
That's just required at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you didn't get it, you're SOL. You should have been doing better, you know, already. The like you said, the animal buddies are very much a Zelda. These are the items you have. You just don't, you know, they're just animals instead, which is fine. But like I mentioned earlier, if they don't combo for everything you're doing in the game, you know, it's like, why do you have them in the first place? You might as well just have upgrades for your character stuff instead of just having an animal buddy that does it for you. Like, if I'm going to run and move faster, I should be able to toggle it instead of having to equip the cheetah over and over again. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to equip a faster sword swing weapon. I want to just have it. Like, just give it to me.
Yes. I was thinking, because I've got the 6-button Genesis controller for the Switch.
Oh, really?
One thing that always bugs me, and I guess I'll have to look at when Crusader of Centy came out, but
1994.
I feel like 94. That should have been post 6-button controller, for the Genesis.
Yeah.
I hate when they stick with the 3-button layout and like force it on you, because I think that there should have been some kind of quick toggle for. I mean, I guess it was using the Link's Awakening item system, so maybe there wouldn't have been. They would have had to design it around there. But if they're doing like what you were saying, then you could have just had a quick toggle on X, Y, or Z. All right, turn on the cheetah, turn on the, you know, have like those kind of ones be a turn on or off, assign them to the buttons. Like, don't make me open up a menu and switch this stuff out. This isn't the Game Boy.
Absolutely. No. That for sure. You have so many button options. Just use them. That's one thing I never liked about the Sega Genesis controller. Exactly. They just never used them all. This game came out when the 32X came out in North America. And basically was just like, whoops, we remembered we had this game. We probably should have put it out a year earlier, and we didn't. And that's kind of what it was. You know, they purposely designed it to be a Zelda competitor for the Sega, so it's you know, it's good for what it is, and I'm glad we got to play it, and I feel like that's kind of all I have to say about Crusader of Centy. What about
Same.
you? Do you have anything? You don't have anything else to add?
The only thing I might touch on would be, how did you feel about the puzzles, like the puzzle element at least?
Oh, I thought some of them were actually really good, like those puzzles that he's doing right now with the fuse, which they could have done more of. But I felt like they kind of focused a little more on platforming versus puzzle solving.
Those sucked. The rubber band sucked.
Yeah, those would glitch out. There were times where it just would be like, hit the band, boop, and just fall to my death. And I'm like, okay, good, thanks.
How did you, what system did you play this on? I was on the Switch Online,
I did the
so
Switch Online as well.
I used the rewind function on those stupid rubber bands quite a few times.
I used the rewind function only on a couple of bosses. For the most part, I just soft reset a lot of times for I save stated for if I like died against something. I'd be like, okay, I'm starting this
Okay.
boss fight over. I never really got to see what happens when I game overed, which was one thing I actually wanted to go back and do was just die so I could see the end, what a game over looks like. Um,
Okay.
but I ended up buying the extra cat who revives you if you die, so I never got to see it. I just had the cat
Oh,
save my
nice.
life every time. Um, there were some boss fights at the end that were really pedantic. You have to fight the five senses at the end. And
Huh.
one of them is taste, and it's literally a Pac-Man maze, and you just collect a bunch of the apples on the ground and avoid getting hit by the mouths, and you win, and it kills the boss.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. Crusader of Centy, pretty fun.
Yes, sir.
So, with that, we're gonna go into talking about our game of the month for December. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so first on the list, as usual, is Pikmin 1 for the GameCube.
This has got to be it. This has got to be the month.
Yeah, this is. I have a good feeling that it's going to be Pikmin today. we have so
I've
few other options this time.
I've got the vibe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Pikmin today.
Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of hope it's Pikmin, and if it is, the challenge for this is going to be to beat it in less than 15 days. If you can beat the game in 15 days, in-game days, not real-life days, of course, you have 30 days to get off the planet. If you, my challenge for you for this is to beat it in 15 days or less, and 100%. I want you to 100% it. Get all the parts, all the ship parts, in 15 days or less. You can do it. I've done it when I was a kid. I did it in 13 or 14.
Did you have the strategy guide as a kid?
No, nope.
Nice.
I just did it all on my own. I played a lot of Pikmin. All right, next is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the Game Boy Advance. I played this game.
Interesting choice.
I played this game a long time ago when I was a kid. It's actually really fun.
Is it like a isometric platformer or isometric action game?
It's an isometric action game. I don't believe there's any platforming involved, but it's got RPG elements to it. It's pretty short, and it ends on a cliffhanger. Surprise. There's a bunch of like beans to collect in it, so go ahead and make sure you find all of the birdie bots, every flavor beans or whatever it's called. So yeah, Harry Potter and the mine with all the lava. If you remember that part of the book, let me know.
That was right after the beginning of the book, right?
Yeah, I think it started right in the beginning. I think it was right after they got off a train. They were like, all right, now dodge these fireballs.
Welcome to the lava.
So welcome to the beginning of your life. This is EVO Search for Eden. This is an early Enix game for the Super Nintendo that is essentially a RPG where you evolve from eating monster like other creatures and stuff, and your goal is to become a human, and then you fight like a boss at the end or become like a human. I don't know what it's supposed to like the end game goal is, but really expensive rare RPG on the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
But I played a little bit of it when I was a kid in high school, and I kind of want to play it again. I just kind of remembered it here like the last month, and I wrote it in my phone to like suggest it. So I'm excited about playing this. There isn't really a whole bunch of combat involved in it in the beginning, but later on you have to like fight other animals that are also trying to like evolve before you, and if they kill you, you die and you get eaten and you have to start over. It's a primordial life or something like that.
Does it? I don't think. Is it all in the ocean, or does it eventually get onto land?
It eventually gets onto land, but I think the
Okay.
land segment is the end of the game, because I think it's all in the ocean first.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Next up is Space Station Silicon Valley. One of the weirdest games for the N64. You are a microchip on a space station, and you take over all the different animals and stuff, and you like play as them. And there's like a whole bunch of them. There's like 30 animals or something that you can turn into, or something. This game, however, is like it is impossible to 100% it. There is a golden item or something like that you need to 100% the game to unlock the extra bonus stage at the end or whatever it is, which is uncoded to be picked up. They forgot to code it, so you can't do it. You can't actually beat it without cheat codes. You have to Game Shark it in order to win. But you play as all these different animals, and each animal has like different objectives for you to be. Like this dog has to herd all these sheep into the into that cage. That's the objective of the stage. I don't really know the whole overarching story of it. I have this game for N64. I played it a long time ago too. It's really weird.
It looks weird.
Yeah, it's super strange. But yeah, not a bad game though. It's interesting. I would definitely recommend people give it a try. That's one you and I should definitely play together sometime. I think.
I usually go for the weird stuff, so like I'm down.
Sheep fly apparently, so there you go. You know what else flies though? Knuckles.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't see this suggested. This is a good one.
Yeah, Lance suggested this.
And this was specifically and Knuckles?
Yep, specifically and Knuckles. So
okay, good choice. Yeah, that's the true game.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't just play Sonic 3. It's not complete.
No. And who I don't trust a man who just plays Sonic and Knuckles.
Base Sonic? Are you serious?
Base Sonic and Knuckles without the add-on cart?
Are you some kind of loser?
What kind of monster are you?
Shoot. This one came off the backlog, and then it was suggested before. And because of the lack of suggestions, and we kind of talked about this a little bit in the chat, but we're putting in a game from the backlog based on a random wheel. So the backlog has spoken. Perfect Dark was the game it chose to play to put up with everybody. I like the idea of having one from the backlog. I think this is kind of a cool little feature that we can utilize the backlog for, especially now that it's gotten so big. And I think being like, oh, well, we can scratch one off the backlog, because not a lot of people pull from the backlog, you know? Be like, oh, I suggested it last time, it didn't get picked. It's like, well, you know what? Now we get to suggest it again. So I think the idea of having a backlog pick every month is a really cool idea. Even with a themed month, I think letting something on the backlog be part of the themed month, be in the theme of the month, whatever it is, still kind of gives us something to work with. So,
yep, always has that little wild card option.
Yeah, which I think is cool. So hopefully this doesn't detract from Pikmin.
If we get Perfect Dark instead of Pikmin, I'm going to be kind of pissed. But...
I was thinking that too. I was like, well, we kind of threw this in as a consensus.
That's not the last one, is it?
That is the last one. Yeah, we don't have a lot this time.
Okay.
So here's our list. So I've got Pikmin on here 4 times.
Pikmin. Harry Potter, EVO, Sonic 3, or Perfect Dark. Please be Pikmin. Please be Pikmin.
If it's not Pikmin, the Pikmin meme lives on.
All right. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Here we go. It's time. There it is. It's Pikmin. We got it. All right, everybody. It's been chosen.
It finally happened.
Seasons to me as a reroll.
I love how the chat just... No!
It's done. It's over with. The meme is dead. We spent a whole year trying to suggest Pikmin, and it finally got it on December.
We'll start memeing a different game, I'm sure.
We will. I'm sure there'll be another game. it's just now instead of 4 Pikmin options, we'll have 4 new games to choose from. I hope everybody starts picking other games. I'm glad the curse has been lifted. 12 months of no Pikmin. Now I'm gonna have to come up with a Pikmin avatar or a emote that's just like Olimar just being like ascending to heaven or something. Oh yeah, I could do that because he gets beamed up into the machine all the time. Oh my gosh. I didn't put Space Station on the wheel. Oh no.
Oh no. No.
I do have to put it. I'm sorry. Oh no.
It's not a legal roll.
It's not a legal roll. Oh no. I feel so dumb. I feel so bad. I don't know if I could look. Oh no. Damn. This is worse than when I forgot to put Katamari up on the videos.
Well, that's been Zane. I'm Jeff.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.
December is going to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh, shit. I can't. I can't.
No, I'm not going to give everyone a crash out on stream here. I'm just going to... I'm good.
I'm good. We're good. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Next month is the end of the year. We'll discuss this option as well as Sin and Punishment, Star Successor for the Wii. And then we're going to talk about Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I hope you've all been playing it because I know I have been, and I'm going to get back into it here this month. And it is my game to play while I'm walking on the treadmill at the gym. So, nice little spider bro you have there, Jeff.
Yeah, I just saw that.
You've been singing to a spider this whole time.
I'll take care of that in a second.
For anybody who is part of the anime group, Kaiju number 8 is our pick of the month. We all unanimously agreed, so we didn't have to do a spinner wheel this time. Thank you everybody for participating. Man, what an end of the month for this one.
I mean, it is what it is. Got to be fair.
Yeah, well, and for January, we'll do the theme of firsts again, so Pikmin can be back on that wheel.
So maybe we'll finally get it done.
Maybe. Who knows?
All
Nobody
right.
knows.
Hey, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is good. I'm excited.
I'm excited for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I think it's going to be good. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much. I have been Soul Zane, and this has been Super Deformed Convoy. Or Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Peace.